Okay, so I'm going to be recording this because I feel God telling me it's time to share my testimony. Please don't think that this is going to be all edited. Don't think that I'm going to be telling my story all at once. I'm not. I'm going to be telling it in segments. So, first of all, I'm going to start by saying this. I'm trying to be a cycle breaker in my family, and it took me my life and seeing a complete mirror in exactly the ages of my children, how many children I had, the age I was when I did my moving, all of that, to get to this point to realize that what I thought was the problem in my family, it wasn't. What was the problem was that none of us loved ourselves. We could love the whole world around us, give the shirt off of our backs, but that love we have trouble giving back to ourselves. When I was growing up, and up until like 2 years ago, I thought that the problem was drugs. But God sent me on a very long journey since 2020 of going inward, doing the shadow work, so to speak. And as a result of this, I found that really it's because we didn't love ourselves. We didn't know how to respect ourselves. We gave and gave and gave and gave to the detriment of ourselves. Not that I regret it. We're learning boundaries. I wouldn't be here today without my faith in God. And I found Him at 5. Right now, I'm not going to lie, I am a mess inside. A total mess. I think I touched on that earlier in one of my other videos. I don't have very many. But, I grew up with drugs circling me, with different men. My mom trying to find a boyfriend that I just barely realized she was just trying to give us a full, happy home. What she didn't have, what my Nana didn't have before her. And I didn't realize that as a kid, because to me, I thought she was choosing drugs and men above me. It seemed like that was her main focus. And here I am, an adult with 3 children, trying to do the same thing. And then being smacked in the forehead by God and being told, stop. Now look deeper, look here. This is your issue. Your kids need you to find love for yourself more than they need to find. I can be their dad. Like, I'm all of y'all's dad. I can take care of them. I need you to start seeing you like you have worth. All my life, I have been too much or too little. And I hate this. I can't tell you how many times I have been on my knees crying my eyes out until the point where my eyes literally fluff up and look like I'm a frog. I swear. I look like a frog's cousin. And how many times I have prayed to God and just begged Him to just make me fit in. Voted most dramatic in high school, but to me I didn't understand why I came off like that. I just had so many emotions. Most definitely different than everybody else. I don't see the world the same way. I don't have the same longings as the world. I've never fit in. I've always been described as too much or too little. But when people first meet me, before they see all the inner conflict and contradictions, because really I feel sometimes like I'm a walking, talking contradiction. When I show them what's on the surface and I don't allow people to get too close, it takes a lot for me to actually get vulnerable and show people underneath. But I'm going to do it for y'all because God's telling me to. When I do that, it's like I'm giving you a piece of my soul. And it shatters me when people take the very things that I've told them that break me and tell me that they love me and then break me again, because I've always felt like I can't find somebody that's there that'll love me for me. Like, I love deeply, but the love that I'm looking for is somebody. I don't even really need it to be romantic. I've always looked for somebody, a friend, a family member, which, yeah, so many, just to love me for me and not want to change who I am. I'm a weird one. You're talking, I hate wearing shoes. I will walk into Walmart barefoot. And yes, before you say anything, I know all about the germs. Technically, if you're going to get on the scientific level, the floor is cleaner than the doorknob. Your hands don't touch it. The cleanest place in your house actually isn't the kitchen sink. It would weirdly be the one place you wouldn't expect it. That would be the toilet seat, y'all. Your hands don't touch it. Look it up. But the same kind of weirdly applies to the floor. You wouldn't think so, but because your hands don't touch it, that means there's not so much of a spread of germs. And personally, I feel like when people tell me to put on shoes, they're doing that more out of their comfort than mine, but I comply because society. Now, I'm telling you all this so that you get to know me first. I really don't have this written out or scripted, and I also have ADHD and autism, which, if anybody knows what those two going together feel like, yeah, squirrel happens all the time. So I'm going to let y'all know that. But I also run out into the middle of the rain when it's raining. I love the rain. I love to run around in it and have my hair down. And when I grew up in the desert, it's a warm rain with big fat drops, and I used to run outside in there at night and just away from people out in the middle of the wilderness. They had these beautiful thunderstorms. Beautiful. I've always called the lightning God's laser lightning show. My mom called it that too. And I just feel drawn to it. I love it. But I'll be out there and I'll be singing praises because the water, the rain electrifies me. I don't even know how to explain it. I'm a bit wild. I've had people come up to me and tell me I shouldn't be so kind, and I said, well, that's what's wrong with the world. But I've always tried so hard. I figured that if I loved people enough, eventually somebody would see me. But my mom was the same way too, and I didn't know that growing up. So she didn't get to break the cycle. But I know that's me. I get to do that. I get to break my generational curse. And starting up with, I didn't know who my father was growing up, but I didn't know that. For the first 5 years of my life, I thought this one man, I'm going to give the initials BR, was my father. I had his last name and everything. And when I was 5, he up and left for no reason, at least as far as I could tell, being a child. And I found out when I was 9 that the reason was because there was a blood test done and I was not his. But he up and left, and I remember crying my eyes out with my mom's then boyfriend, and his initials would be RY, BY, and crying that I didn't have a father. And he told me, yeah, you do. And I said, no, I don't. He left me. And he said, yes, you do. You just can't see him. And then he proceeded to tell me about God, and I clung on to that like nothing else, because I can remember being 4 and laying outside the bathroom floor. I have a long memory, y'all. I can't remember where I put my keys yesterday, but I can tell you I can remember what I got for Christmas when I was 3. Don't ask. I don't know. There's your contradictions. But he told me about God, and I clung on to that so strong because, again, I was laying outside the bathroom door for hours, all day long, begging for my mom to come out. When she finally did come out, she had a needle in her arm, and she was turning blue and purple, and she started falling on the ground and shaking. And my sister came up, who just passed away in October, y'all, and I miss her. I miss her a lot. And I thought I was separating myself from her for the last 4 years, and I didn't talk to her. And then 4 years later, I thought I was doing it for my peace. I have to come to realize it's because I was mad at her. I'd learned a lot about her from my mom, and I couldn't, and that took a lot of deep searching. But my sister came up, and she called 911, and she put my mom in the shower, and it was such traumatic for me. It was very traumatic for me, but that's right after that. When I was like, 4 years old, at 5, BR left, and shortly after that, that's when I found God, and I'm so thankful. So very thankful for that, because I would not be here. I would be in a mental hospital. There's a lot of things that could have happened, but none of it would have been good. I would not be here, and I wouldn't be who I am, and I am as different as I am, and it's taken me my whole life to figure this out. As different as I am, and isolated and complete pariah of society, I feel that I am. I'm also proud. I know I can look in the mirror and like who I see, because I know I have integrity. I know that I would never step on anybody in order to get higher in my career. I know that I don't care about money. I care about the substance. I don't care about the size of the house. I care about the spirit that's within it. It seems like it's so easy for everybody else to get that. And it's been hard to not be mad, because I watch everybody else that have these families, and they're loving and laughing and joking together, and I long for that. I don't really care for anything else, and I want to hear God say that I did well. I want to hear him say, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." That's my biggest dream. That's it. That's all I want out of life. And when he pressed upon my heart to do this, that's why I said yes. Because he's been my only constant. The only one that's ever stayed. In the next video, I will tell you all about how I really did accrue a lot of abandonment issues. And I will straight up put you that there. And I'll tell you more about that and the events that shaped me. But for now, this is going to be the first installment. Please smash that like button, I guess is how you put that, and share with your friends, and subscribe to get it out there, because something in me says that God's going to use this, and if it helps even one person, I've succeeded. God bless you guys. Read your Bible. Like, really read it. I can feel him coming back. I don't know about y'all, but I can feel him coming back. You gotta get your heart right. Yeah, you pray the Savior prayer. But you also remember that, therefore, you are a new creation. The old has passed away and the new has come. You can't keep on making the same decisions, y'all. You gotta be intentional about it. Anyway, I love you guys. If anybody needs advice, please DM me. And away we go. See you guys later. Bye.